Hi students, very good morning all. Welcome back to my class. I hope you all are safe at home. Let us start today's class. Today, the topic which I am starting now is students' life process. Okay. See students, what do you mean by life process? Right? You know, in the nature, there are two types of things are there, living and non-living things. Okay children, see, what is the difference between living and non-living things students? Generally, or if you see the object, you can easily guess which is living and which is not living thing. And here, in this lesson, we are going to start about the life process. It is completely about all the living creatures. See, whether they are the animals, plants or microorganisms, each and every living creature performs some basic functions in order to carry out their life. Here, the various functions performed out or carried out by every living being which are necessary to maintain and continue the life are called life process. So, the basic life functions performed by every living organism to maintain and to continue the life is called life process. Okay. And see, there are different types of life process there. So, the first one is nutrition, transportation, respiration, excretion, reproduction and the metabolism. These are the different types of life process generally we can observe in a living organism. Right? There are mainly 7 basic life processes are there students. Nutrition, respiration, transportation, excretion, movement, reproduction. Right, first of all students, let us discuss about the nutrition present. Okay, what do you mean by nutrition students? You know children, here every organism requires some basic requirements such as food, air, water and shelter. Right children? So these are the basic requirements required by every living creature to sustain in the nature. So the process of taking food and utilization, it is called nutrition. Students, the process of taking food or consuming food and its utilization, and its utilization is nothing but is, what is this children? Nutrition. Right? Okay. The term nutrition comes from the word known as nutrient. And see students, every living organism requires some nutrients for their survival. So, food should rich with the different nutrients. What are those? The nutrients present in the food are students. What are those? Carbohydrates, fats, proteins, minerals, vitamins and water. So, all 5 considered as the nutrients. Students, carbohydrate provides us energy, whereas and fats also gives us energy, and whereas proteins are the acting as a building blocks of the body. Building blocks of body. And minerals and the nutrients, so they'll make the organism to carry out all the functions properly, and water is very essential thing for the living creature. So this is about the nutrients which we require along with our food. The nutrient is an organic or inorganic substance as required for maintenance of the life, survival of living creature. The food taken in by the organism contains large number of nutrients such as carbohydrates, proteins, minerals, fats, vitamins and all. See, let us study about different types of nutrition, mode of nutrition. So generally we can, there are, depending upon the type of food habit, living creatures used to follow two types of nutrition. What are those? Autotrophic nutrition, and the second one is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So in the autotrophic mode of nutrition, here the word auto means self, students. The word auto means self. Here the organism itself can able to synthesize its own food material. So the best example for this, students, all the green plants can perform the process of photosynthesis so that they are able to synthesize their own food materials. Now heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Here children, the word hetero means others. The word hetero means others. So here the organisms directly depend upon the other creatures for the purpose of the food and all. So the example for these, students, all the animals generally they used to follow heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Right? Even in the hetero also we have different types of nutritions are there. What are those? Parasitic, holozoic and saprophytic. Parasitic, holozoic and saprophytic. Now let us discuss about all these nutritions individually, right? First and foremost one is, students, autotrophic mode of nutrition. You know the word auto means self. Here in the autotrophic nutrition is a process where organism prepares their food from simple inorganic materials like water, mineral salts and the carbon dioxide in the presence of sunlight. You know children, all the plants can perform the process of photosynthesis. So in order to synthesize the food, so they require some basic inorganic compounds such as carbon dioxide and water. Understand children? See, when carbon dioxide mix up with the water, so in the presence of sunlight, here plant can synthesize the glucose. Glucose is one of the carbohydrate. Along with glucose, it is also gives us water, oxygen and the water. See students, this carbon dioxide is taken from the atmosphere and water is from the soil. So along with the roots they will be taking the water. So by mixing these two things in the presence of sunlight, and they should require the presence of chlorophyll pigment which is available in all the green parts of the plant. So this chlorophyll pigment helps in the trapping of sunlight during the daytime. Actually, why it is requires the sunlight, students? See here, photosynthesis is one of the photochemical reaction where light energy is converted into the chemical energy. What is a photosynthesis, student? So photosynthesis is one of the photochemical reaction. Understand? So here the light energy is being converted into the chemical energy. So the primary source and which is going to produce the energy in the nature is first of all light energy. This is about the interaction of the autotrophic nutrition, students. See, autotrophic nutrition is the mode of nutrition in which organism makes its own food from the simple inorganic substances such as carbon dioxide, water in the presence of sunlight. And those organisms which can prepare their food are called autotrophs. The organism which can prepare their food are known as autotrophs, and the mode of nutrition is autotrophic mode of nutrition. And nutrition in the plants, see students, you know Actually, and the process by which plants can synthesize the food is called photosynthesis. Okay, and the word photo means children light, and the synthesis means making of something, or understand, making of, or it's a making procedure, right? And the process by which green plants make their own food from the carbon dioxide and the water in the presence of sunlight. The raw materials for this photosynthesis is literally carbon dioxide and the water. So what are the end products means? So the end products is glucose, oxygen, and again water. So the raw materials are carbon dioxide and the water. These are the end products of the photosynthetic reaction. See students, you just see the photosynthetic reaction. It's the balanced reaction, children. So I'm writing on the board. So 6CO2 plus, very important, and it requires light energy, and as a result we'll get a glucose. This is the molecular formula of the glucose, children, and so this is the photosynthetic reaction. The glucose C6H12O6 is the molecular formula of the glucose. See, this particular process takes place in all the green leaves of the plant. The food prepared by the green leaves of the plant is in the form of simple sugars called glucose. So the sugar which is prepared at the end of the photosynthesis is nothing but glucose, children. Okay, and the extra glucose is changed into the another food called starch. So whatever glucose is prepared by the plant, of course it is utilizing for its all needs, but excess amount it will be stored in the form of starch. So in the form of starch, children, right? And the green plants convert sunlight energy into chemical energy by making the carbohydrates. The site of photosynthesis is chloroplast. Children, what do you mean by chloroplast? You know, in the plant cells, the unique feature is the presence of chloroplast. In the chloroplast only, we can see the chlorophyll pigment. So this is the site for photosynthesis in the leaves. So you just see the reaction. This is the reaction, children. Photosynthesis. Let us see the steps of photosynthesis now. Absorption of sunlight energy by the chlorophyll. See students, first of all children, what is the first step here? And here light energy absorption. Light energy absorption, this is the first step, children. And the second step is conversion of light energy into chemical energy, and the splitting of the water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen by the light energy. So first of all, with this light energy, it splits the water molecule into oxygen and as well as the hydrogen. Oxygen as well as hydrogen by light energy, and reduction of carbon dioxide to form the carbohydrate. Then it is followed by the reduction of carbon dioxide to form carbohydrate. And so like glucose, by utilizing the chemical, and it's a reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates like glucose by utilizing the chemical energy. These are the different steps involved in the process of photosynthesis. See, the absorption of sunlight energy by the chlorophyll, conversion of light energy into chemical energy, and splitting of the water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen by the light energy, reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrates. These are the main steps which are involved in the process of photosynthesis. See, conditions required. So what are the appropriate conditions required for the photosynthesis is sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide, water. Very important. What are those, children? Sunlight, chlorophyll, and carbon dioxide, water. So all these are the required things for the process of photosynthesis. And now let us talk about heterotrophic mode of nutrition. What is the second one is, students? Heterotrophic mode of nutrition. You know, the word hetero means others. The word hetero means others, and the word trophic means nourishment. Nourishment. Right? And now let us discuss about the heterotrophic modation. Maximum all the animals can perform the process of heterotrophic mode of nutrition. The reason is that animals cannot able to synthesize their own food material, so they has to depend upon the other organisms for the food and for the survival. Those organisms which cannot make their own food from inorganic substances like carbon dioxide and water depends upon other organisms for the food, and so simply these heterotrophs, students, heterotrophs depends on autotrophs for the food. So this is about introduction of heterotrophic mode of nutrition. See children, heterotrophic mode of nutrition is again two types: holozoic mode of nutrition, saprophytic and parasitic. Let us discuss individually about this holozoic mode of nutrition. First of all, organism feeds by ingesting solid organic matter which is then digested and absorbed into the body. That is called holozoic mode of nutrition. See students, in the holozoic mode of nutrition, what will happen children? In the first one is, it is one of the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, that is holozoic mode of nutrition. Here organism, it ingests the food. This is nothing but the feeding, and after ingestion the particular food is get digested well, and then it absorbed by all the living cells. Okay, absorption. Then so this particular procedure is nothing but the holozoic mode of nutrition. But in the case of saprophytism, what will happen? See here, the organisms which follow saprophytic nutrition, simply they are going to feed the dead and decaying matter, including some bacteria and fungi, which digest the food externally, and so before nutrients are absorbed. So there are some microorganisms children, such as bacteria and the fungi, simply they are going to consume the nutrients from the dead and decaying matter, and this particular nutrition is nothing but saprophytism or saprophytic nutrition. And the second one and third one is parasitism. Here the nutrients from the living organism. See, so here actually there are some type of organisms, they can't synthesize the food material, right? So they live in the other organism. Okay, the parasites obtain the nutrients by living or non-living, by living or in the body. So that is about the parasitism. So here we have ecto and endoparasites. Ecto and endoparasites. Ecto means the parasites live on outside of the host body, whereas endo means they'll be living in the inside of the host body. So ecto example students, head louse, all the best examples of ecto, and endo means plasmodium is one of the best example of parasite, plasmodium. Here head louse. Okay, these are the different kinds of heterotrophic mode of nutrition children. And let us see saprotrophic nutrition. Here now we are particularly discussing about the saprophytic nutrition. See, saprophytic nutrition is that nutrition in which an organism obtains food from. So children, here organism obtains food from dead and decaying matter. Dead and decaying matter. So maximum all the dead plants from all the dead animals or rotten animals. So the rotten bread, it is going to consume the food. Saprophytes are the organisms which obtain their food from dead plants and the dead and organic dead animals. So other decaying matter. Saprophytic nutrition is called saprophytic nutrition, and the best examples for these students, mushrooms and yeast and some bacteria will follow saprophytic nutrition. Understand? Now third one is parasitic nutrition. Okay, see, in the parasitic nutrition, nutrition in which organism derives the nutrient from body of other living organism that may be the host. Okay, see, without killing it, parasitic organism feeds on other living organisms. This is nothing but the host. And see, the best example for this is Cuscuta. Okay, and the Plasmodium. So, see, parasitism is of different types, right? Endoparasites and exoparasites. Exoparasites. So, endo means, see, they live in the inside of the body. Exo means they live outside of the body. Holozoic mode of nutrition. Holozoic nutrition means feeding on solid food. Here, holozoic, the word holozoic in the sense, students, simply they will be feeding the solid food materials. Solid food materials. Understand? And here, the holozoic nutrition is the nutrition in which an organism takes complex organic food material in its body, and by the process of ingestion food digested and then absorbed into the body cell of an organism. Here, see students, first of all, in the case of holozoic nutrition, they will be taking a complex organic substances, complex organic food, okay, by the ingestion process, then it undergoes proper digestion. I'll tell you, I explain what you mean by digestion. So, this particular mode of nutrition is, students, holozoic mode of nutrition. Holozoic nutrition. Okay, the maximum examples for this is, student, amoeba and frog. Okay, this is the holozoic interaction, students. You know, basing on the type of food habits, living creatures are divided into 3 more types. The first one is herbivores. Herbivores. Simply, these herbivores prefers all the plant substances, or plant, they will be taking the food from the plant resources, or herbivores. And the next one is carnivores. See, carnivores. So, these are the animal, they will be eating the animal sources, and omnivores, both the type they will be prefer to eat from, as well as carnivores and the herbivores. So, this is about the omnivores, children. Right. Types of heterotrophic mode of nutrition, just now explained: saprophytic, saprotrophic, parasitic and holozoic. And now we are going to discuss about nutrition in the human. Okay, see, nutrition in human takes place through the human digestive system, and humans generally we can expect holozoic mode of nutrition. Holozoic nutrition. Right. And the human digestive system consists of alimentary canal and associated gland. Here, see children, the human digestive system. Human digestive system consists of 2 things basically. What are those? Alimentary canal. Alimentary canal. And next what, children? Accessory glands or associated glands, you can write. Associated glands. Understand? Alimentary canal and associated glands. And here, generally children, our alimentary canal consists of, digestive system consists of, these are the following parts: mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, small intestine and large intestine. Okay, and it ends with the rectum and anus. Rectum and anus. See, the glands which are associated with the human digestive system are called, so it's a part of a digestive system. Those are salivary glands, liver and the pancreas. First of all, let us focus on the human digestive system and its parts first. See students, the main parts are mouth. See, this is the mouth, main parts, esophagus, stomach, and the next one is small intestine, large intestine, rectum and the anus. So these are the basic things. What and what, children? First, our digestive system starts with mouth, esophagus. What next, children? Stomach. And next, small intestine, large intestine, and next one is rectum and anus. You should understand the sequence. You should by heart the sequence, children. Okay. Of course, it is having some accessory glands. What are those? What are the accessory glands? Salivary glands, liver, pancreas are the accessory glands. So, this is about the human digestive system. Right, children? Actually, why does it require the help of the accessory glands? See students, mouth is an opening through which an organism can ingest the food. So whatever the food is taken along with the mouth, it is swallowed by the organism through the esophagus. The food which is consumed by the organism, it enters into the esophagus. Esophagus is a long pipe-like structure. It is also known as food pipe. The other name of esophagus, children, food pipe. So through the food pipe, so it enters with the peristaltic movement. What is the movement, children? Peristaltic movement. So it is a muscular action. Okay, so the walls of esophagus, it's made up with the muscles. So with the help of muscular peristaltic movement, food is going to push it down into the food pipe. Then it enters into the stomach. In the stomach, n number of reactions will be taking place. See, like the inner walls of the stomach secretes gastric juice as well as the HCl. And the stomach also having some useful bacteria. Okay, Helicobacter and all. So all these things helps the process of digestion. Children, first of all, let me give what you mean by digestion. So digestion means it converts the large or complex molecules into complex food substances into simple food substances. So conversion of complex substances into simple substances is nothing but the digestion. Actually, digestion involves conversion of complex food substances into simple food substances. Why children food need to convert into simple substances? The reason is that each and every cell of the body should absorb the nutrients. So that's the reason. So whatever food we are consuming, it is not at all absorbed by the small microscopic cells. So for that reason, first of all, food has to convert into small pieces. That particular process is nothing but the digestion. So to cut the food for the conversion with this food into small pieces, it requires some machinery. It requires some system. That is nothing but the digestive system. It consists of following parts: mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. Right. So in the whatever food we are taking, it is chewed well in the mouth, by the tongue and all, and we are having the teeth also. So this teeth, tongue helps in the process of chewing and cutting, and as well as the mixing of the food with the saliva. Okay, so simply in the mouth itself, half of the process is completed. Okay, and whatever that food is swallowed by the organism, and it runs along with a food pipe known as esophagus, then it enters into stomach. So in the stomach, so by the action of bacteria as well as with the help of gastric juice and the HCl, it digested well, right? Then it enters into the small intestine. So full digestion is going to complete in the small intestine itself. The reason is that in the small intestine we will be having some enzymes. So like trypsin, lipase, proteases, all these are the different enzymes that helps in the process of food digestion. See students, trypsin helps in the process of proteins. Okay, like trypsin, lipases and proteases and amylases. See, trypsin helps in the digestion of proteins, lipases helps in the proteins of fats, proteases also proteins. Children, amylase is nothing but the helps in the digestion of the carbohydrates. As a result, proteins get converted into the amino acids, whereas carbohydrates get converted into the sugars, simple sugars, and the next one is lipids get converted into the fatty acids and the glycerol, fatty acid and children glycerol. So finally all these proteins, carbohydrates can be converted into amino acids, simple sugars, fatty acids and the glycerol. So these are the nutrients which will get at the end of the digestion. And now all these nutrients are very much essential for the body, and they will be absorbed at the small intestine with the help of villi. Okay, microscopic villi are present in the microvilli or present in the small intestine. These microvilli, small hair-like projections which are present in the small intestine, that helps in the absorption of the nutrients into the blood vessel. So whatever absorbed nutrients along with the blood, it will be supplied or distributed to the parts of the body. So as a result, so I said no in the beginning, holozoic means it is ingestion, digestion and absorption, and finally the converted nutrients, the simple converted nutrients should get absorbed by the whole body. Next, see students, in the small intestine is followed by the large intestine, as you know very well. See, this large intestine helps in the process of absorption. It helps in the process of water absorption, and it is also helps in the free movement of the undigested food or animal or excretory material, and then it reaches to the rectum and it comes out of the anus. So that is nothing but the ejection. So it starts with ingestion, digestion, absorption, and the next one and the last procedure is ejection. See here, so far we discussed about different parts involved in the digestive system. Now I am going to explain about the role of accessory glands. Why the accessory glands are so essential? Why? The reason is that students, so these secretions, accessory gland is a particular cells or a group of cells will secrete a kind of juices like enzymes. Okay, see, salivary glands are there. So these salivary glands secretes, for example, salivary glands secretes what, children? Saliva. And this saliva is having the salivary amylase. And it is also known as ptyalin. So see, this salivary amylase helps in the process of conversion of carbohydrates into simple sugars. In the same way, see children, liver is there. Liver is one of the largest gland. It is also secretes some bile juices. Okay, and it is also secretes some kind of things. And the pancreas is a gland. It secretes hormones such as glucagon and insulin. So these are the hormones which are essential for the balancing of the sugar in the blood. So that's the reason we'll call all these glands as a accessory glands or associated glands. Now the next important one is, students, respiration. So let us discuss this respiration in the coming class. For now, I'm going to give a small recap of the whole lesson. So you know, children, I have started a new topic in this lecture, that is life process. Okay, no, and see, life process means the various functions performed by the every living creature in order to maintain and continue its life in the nature is life process. You know, every living creature consists of some microscopic units are known as cells. Presence of cell is the a unique feature for all the living creatures. Okay, there are n number of life processes are there. What are those? Nutrition, transportation, respiration, excretion, reproduction, and the metabolism. Now in this lesson, in this lecture, I have concentrated on the nutrition now first. Right? And see, the process of taking the food and its utilization is nothing but nutrition, you know. So every living creature requires some basic requirements for their survival. Out of all, so the first and foremost important one is air, food, water, and the shelter. See, now here I am going to discuss about the nutrition, the process of taking and food as well as utilizing of its food to by the body is nutrition. The term nutrition is coming from the word nutrient. The food is consists of so many nutrients, such as, what are those, children? Carbohydrates, fats, proteins, minerals, and vitamins. So these are the nutrients which are present in our food. Carbohydrates gives us energy, fats also giving us energy, proteins, they were acting as a building blocks of the body, minerals and the vitamins, they helps in the maintenance of the body. So these vitamins, they may offer resistant power to the body. That is the reason, as we are fighting with the coronavirus and all, now and then nutritionist people as well as the doctors suggesting us to take more and more vitamin rich food materials like vitamin A and vitamin C. The reason is that they'll offer immune response, immune protection to the body, so that our body is well prepared, whole system for the any pathogen attack. Right? See, students, and you know, they are depending upon the mode of nutrition. See, they are depending upon the type of food prefers by the organism. Organisms are divided into three types: carnivores, herbivores, and the omnivores. You know, herbivores simply they'll prefer only plant food substances. Carnivores they'll prefer animal food substances, and the omnivores they'll be preferring both the types of the foods from the animal as well as the plant resources. There are two types of nutrition are there, children: autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. See, children, auto means here the word auto means self, trophic means nourishment. Auto means, see, self, trophic means nourishment. Here organism can able to synthesize its own food material. That is the reason this is nothing but the autotrophic mode of nutrition. The organisms which can prepare their food are called autotrophs. And the second one is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Here they'll obtain the inorganic substances or organic substances from the other living organism, so that it is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. See, children, the word hetero means others. And here heterotrophic mode of nutrition is again divided into two types, holozoic, parasitic, and saprophytic. Now let us discuss about autotrophic. Here it's a process where organism prepares their own food from the simple organic substances like water, mineral salts, and carbon dioxide in the presence of sunlight. So this is a green plant, children. It is taking carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and water from the soil, so it can prepare the process of it can prepare the food materials such as glucose by the process of photosynthesis. So you know what you mean by the word photosynthesis, children. The word photo means light and making synthesis means making procedure, and here the ingredients which are required for the process of photosynthesis are carbon dioxide and oxygen. These are the these are the raw materials. Carbon dioxide and water are the raw materials, and see the end products are glucose, water and oxygen. So this is about the, see children, this is the photosynthetic reaction. 6CO2 plus 6H2O gives rise to glucose and carbon dioxide. Oh, sorry, it's not carbon dioxide, it's oxygen. And see the molecular formula of the glucose is C6H12O6. And see children, I have explained about the photosynthesis, and the steps involved in the process of photosynthesis are absorption of sunlight energy from the chlorophyll, conversion of light energy into the chemical energy, and splitting of the water molecule into oxygen and the hydrogen atoms. Next, reduction of the carbon dioxide into carbohydrates. These are the major steps involved in the process of photosynthesis, and these are the conditions required: sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide. So all these are the essential things for the process of photosynthesis. Heterotrophs depend upon other organism. It is of two types: holozoic, saprophytic, parasitic nutrition. In the holozoic, organism consume the food, that means ingested the food, that has to be digested, then it absorbed by the food, absorbed by the organism. All the examples: human beings, insectivorous, all these are the different examples for holozoic. Saprophytes, here the microorganisms like fungi and the bacteria, simply they'll prefer to eat the food from the dead and decaying matter. Okay, and parasitism is, see here the organisms, they can't synthesize the food, right? So there are some microorganisms, they'll live in the other organism. The other organism is nothing but the host. Okay, so from the host they're going to drag all the nutrients. So here parasitism of two types: ecto and endoparasitism. The examples: fleas, lice and tapeworm. Plasmodium is one of the better example. So I have covered all these things, students, and this is about the nutrition. And in the coming class I'm going to explain about the respiration. It is one of the essential life process performed by the living creatures. I hope all followed my lesson. Let us continue the same topic in the next lesson. Understand, students? Until that, thank you all. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, children.